No. So that donation is to actually take care of those beings. The place is built only that, like assume that Ram comes on the earth, and the people are worshipping Ram. Okay, in the ashram, in the temple, they are worshipping Ram. They are worshipping Raghav. Okay, so if Raghav comes, and that ashram charge Raghav only, the one they are praying to, the one they have like proper temple setup for. That same Raghav, they ask for money. Like it's that clearly shows no that they are not really worshipping Raghav. That they are just pretending. I mean, it's a technical point only. There's nothing like. Like because ashram is a spiritual place. It's like a temple. Like in a temple, if God wants to stay, because temple is the home of the God, no? Like in a temple, if the real God wants to stay, let's say Krishna comes and he says, I will stay in this Ram temple. And people are like, how are you? And he is like, I am Ram. And this is my temple. This is my house. But people are like, oh, how can you be Ram? Ram is Murti only. Our Ram is Murti only. Our Ram doesn't come live. So basically, these are the Hindus who subscribe to the Muslim belief that God cannot come in their own creation. You understand? They want God in the Murti form only. Like, if the real God comes, then it's a no-no for them. Because their ego will be exposed, no? The ahankar will be exposed. Like, who will be afraid of real God? Who sees through everything? Who will be afraid? Because you cannot lie to the real God. He sees you. You cannot pretend. You cannot like create a fake identity. He sees your level of consciousness. So then you will be afraid. No, if you are a fake person, if you are a fake spiritual person, you will be afraid. Because you know that you have done a lot of bad acts. And your karma like sheet is actually very bad. So this Sanseva ashram put it in the deleted category basically. It's not spiritual. So I have marked you a lot of people know who are like verified. Like Premanand Maharaj, Vishwananda, in the current living ones. Like Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, then Sadhguru obviously. Then B.K. Shivani ashram, like Brahma Kumaris, ISKCON. Shri M. This, what's the name of the ma? Oh, she is amazing. I used to hear so much of her stuff. Anand Murti Guruma. Anand Murti Guruma. Swami Sarpi Anand, basically Ramkarshan Brahman's lineage. Swami Vivekananda lineage. Advaita, Vedanta. Even in Buddhist, this Plum village, the Buddhist monastery in France, like Thich Nhat Hanh, like I have like I've tried a lot of his meditations, and even when I was not enlightened like that time. There's a one more, this one also, one Mali, what's the name? Like Bhavesh, the famous YouTuber, he's her disciple. This Swami right here, Paramartha Niketan, one. So these are all real ashrams. Understand? Because they are founded by people who are enlightened. So here there is a chance for enlightenment if you follow the process, what they are telling you to do. Like other places, they are not even going for enlightenment. That is like some kind of scam or like time pass or a lot of times exploitation and everything. A lot of people, I will add to the list. I forget the name a lot of times. No, there is this lady, she Minu. They are enlightened masters, So knowledge-wise, like a lot of disciples are also good. Like Krishnamurti, but Krishnamurti cannot have any ashram because that path is very different. This ashram you remove from the list for sure. Like basically remove all the organizations associated with this Sankaracharya network, because there is a lot of ashrams and temples which is like traditionally connected to this Sankaracharya network. Because when Sankaracharya founded this network, he connected everything. He basically, the mutt were kind of like the command center of that area. You understand? Like all the other temples will be under that temple, and the local Sankaracharya will sit and command over that. So lot of these traditional places, and we are like proper Brahmin mindset and all of that, they are connected to that network, and that network is like still believing in like the old values, like of not like the main form of caste system, but the caste system based on birth. I had a long discussion with like one of his guys. No, finally, like he went to the lowest. Like he started abusing Sadhguru, even after telling like he is my guru. Like so, in my friend he like say, oh, this guy did this guy did that, and I'm just listening. Like okay, because I'm just taking data. For me, it is like, okay, tell me, how do you think really? Like, I know myself. No, I know myself, and I know Sadhguru, and I know Shiva. How would I be afraid of anyone in the life? Especially like stupid people like him, they're so arrogant. He had a board outside his place saying like Shudra not allowed. This is basically what people have not understood. It is like the evilness that is painted on the good Brahmins is actually these bad Brahmins who like Pandit Nehru. Like he was a Brahmin only, because these Brahmins, they actually don't care anything about it, about the truth, about enlightenment and all of this. All of these are learning proper like organizations now. They are in the power trip, just like the Pope and all the other religious heads, you know. Because in India, if you see, this is the only structural equivalent of like a church kind of structure which controls everything. You understand? Otherwise, in India, like spirituality is free. Like you are free to explore your own path and become a guru and open an ashram like that. But this way, they basically just do the same thing that the court system, the judiciary system does. They elect in between themselves only. Like if I go and challenge them, okay, how are you, Sankaracharya? I know more than you. I should head all of the temples. But there is no provision like that. Although the original Sankaracharya actually did that only. You get it? Like he actually defeated all the local people in debates, and then they had to submit to him. So that is how he was able to like take all the temples of the India under his control. And then he divided it into like 4 zones. He established 4 mathas, and then they were like the local head will be elected and all of that. समझे? हिंदी में समझाए। हिंदी में समझाए। देखो, भारत में बहुत अलग अलग टाइप के स्पिरिचुअल ट्रेडिशन फॉलो हो रही थी। कोई अघोरी है, कोई वैष्णव है, कोई काली माता का भक्त है, कोई कार्तिकेय का भक्त है, कोई स्कंद की पूजा करता है, कोई तांत्रिक तरीका फॉलो करता है, कोई ये तरीका फॉलो करता है। हर तरीके के अलग अलग टाइप के चीजें चल रही थी। तो जब शंकराचार्य आए तो उन्होंने क्या किया, अपने अद्वैत के ज्ञान से इन सब लोकल जो ये चीजें एग्जिस्ट करती थी, मतलब क्या, ये चीजें एग्जिस्ट करती है टेम्पल के अराउंड ही। लाइक कोई एक प्लेस होगा, उसके टेम्पल के अराउंड ही आश्रम बनता था। मतलब लाइक एक तो मेन टेम्पल होगा, उसके अराउंड ही आश्रम होगा। तो उन्होंने लाइक जो अपने ज्ञान से डिबेट करके, ठीक है, उनके जो लोकल हेड्स थे उन सबको हरा दिया। जो उस टेम्पल के लोकल टेम्पल के जो मठाधीश थे उन सबको हरा दिया। इस टाइम पे ऐसे होता था, यदि तुम हरा दो, चैलेंज करो उसको कि भाई तू एनलाइटेंड नहीं है, मैं एनलाइटेंड हूँ और मैं प्रूव कर दूं कि मैं हूँ, तो उसके बाद वो उसको मेरे पाथ में कन्वर्ट होना पड़ेगा। लेकिन ये कन्वर्जन का तरीका दे के रखा था उन्होंने। लाइक यदि कन्वर्जन करना भी है तो ऐसे कन्वर्जन होगा। उसके बाद उन्होंने उस सारे क्या किया, जब उनके नाम पे ही हो गए सारे टेम्पल, मतलब वो सारे टेम्पल में उनका ही तरीका चलेगा। तो उन्होंने उसको ऐसे 4 भागों में डिवाइड कर दिया, ऐसे पूर्व पश्चिम उत्तर दक्षिण। उसमें उन्होंने 4 लाइक वो बनाए, धाम बनाए, मठ बनाए वहाँ पे, और उसको लोकल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दे दी कि इस मठ के अंदर इसके लोकल के जो सारे जो टेम्पल हैं वो इसके अंडर होंगे। लोकल गवर्नमेंट मतलब ना। तो भारत में अभी भी बहुत सारे जो ये ब्राह्मण ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, स्पेशली जो कि शंकराचार्य लाइक ब्राह्मण फैमिली से आए थे, तो जो उस नेटवर्क में थे, जो अभी जो शंकराचार्य बन रहे हैं,